I'm a fine jewelry designer and I'm making a solid gold bracelet from start to finish. This one has a lot of crazy details and took me a long time to make, so this is the full video from start to finish of making it, and the final will be shown at the end of the video. I 3D printed a frame for the main charm on the bracelet and hand carved this little sword that will go on the charm as well. I'm applying both to this wax tree and weighing it so that I can make a mold of it and then melt out the wax and fill that mold with molten gold so that I can turn these wax designs into gold. These are the hardened molds. You can see the wax in the bottom. It's going into the kiln overnight so that the wax can melt out, leaving a negative space to fill with gold. For this whole tree, I'm using about 32 pennyweight of 14 karat gold. In order to fill my mold with gold, I use a centrifuge. This forces the molten metal to fill the mold before it has time to cool and harden, so that I get a nice solid fill without any porosity. And here are those pieces in gold, so I just need to cut them all apart so I can start working on finishing. Here's the little sword. I'm adding some details and carvings now that it's in gold. Also adding some engravings to the hilt. This bracelet is going to have a gold chain, so I'm hand making the gold chain right now. I want all the links to be organic and different shapes so that it really has a handmade feel. Can you peep the little book that is the reference for this whole piece in the corner right now? Any guesses on what this is inspired by? Here's a little hint. It is a Chinese novel. So I'm putting this gold plate into the frame that I 3D printed and then putting the sword on top of it. I'm going to add some engravings to the background. These are intended to look like abstract cloud patterns, and then also a little tassel hanging from the sword that's going to be in the background, engraved behind that sword. So soldering that plate in place into that 3D printed frame. And now you can see that background here. And attaching the sword to the plate as well. On the reverse side of this charm is engraved plum branch with plum flowers and falling petals. I wanted this to be a really illustrative, kind of painterly ink wash style, inspired by the novel and some of the illustrations that are inside of it. Adding some more detail to the hilt of the sword. This is a little ruby that I'm setting in the middle. Just pushing the metal over the side so that it stays in place. And now it's time to put the whole thing together and attach the chain. Into the ultrasonic cleaner for a little bath. And I have my little signature here on the side that says Cha. Here's the final piece. Handmade organic 14 karat gold chain, box clasp, ruby hilt sword, and the plum flower illustration engraved on the other side. Let me know what you think of this piece and if you have a guess as to what Chinese novel this piece is inspired by.